Hello, and welcome to Jordan's Rant. My new series talking about everyday life in Canada and around the world. I'm here today to talk to everybody about Ontario's education system. This came to me a little while ago, while I was studying for my math exam. I was looking at a trigonometry problem, and I thought to myself, when the fuck am I ever going to need this in my day-to-day life? Like really, I'm not going to look at a triangle and be like, well now, how the fuck am I going to measure this one side? I know. Let's use trig. Or how about I just take out a damn tape measure and measure the bitch up? I mean, come on, that's a hell of a lot easier to do rather than looking at two known angles and trying to figure out a length based on the two angles. The same for calculating annuities. For everyone that doesn't know what calculating an annuity is, which I don't blame you, if you don't know, it's when, for example, you take a fixed amount of money, and try and figure out how much the monthly interest will be, when you stick that fixed amount in the bank. Or, trying to figure out the future value of money after it's been in the bank for like 30 fucking years. Like fuck, that's why they have bankers and shit, so that you don't have to figure it out by yourself. If you want to figure out how much your monthly payment will be on something, you aren't going to take out a piece of paper and be like, okay, let's see if I can do this, because I'm a fucking idiot and didn't know that you can go to the bank or online to figure this out. Really, if I wanted to figure that out, I wouldn't try figuring it out by myself. I'd much rather hop in my car and drive to the bank and ask those bitches down there. And that is just math class. Now I am going to talk about shit classes like history. I mean, I know that it's good to learn about your country's history, but fuck, it's so useless, unless you want to be a historian when you grow up, and if you do want to be a historian, you have something fucked up in your brain. Just kidding, but really, not many people want to be historians. To me, it's the most useless class ever. And if you live in Ontario, you know that the government makes you take it in grade 10, whether you like it or not. Dalton McFucking Ginty needs to look at the fucking education system and fix it up a bit. Oh, one more thing, in English class, I know it's a very important class and you need to take it, but there's one element in the class that has no educational gain whatsoever. I'm talking about poetry. I had to do it every English class I've ever taken. From grade 9 to grade 11. Some of you are probably thinking, oh, it helps you with your writing skills. No, it really doesn't. It just makes you stupid and bored. If you want to improve your writing skills, write a fucking essay or something like that, because to write an essay, you actually need to think and use your brain. Another shit class that you can take, it's optional in grade 10, 11 and 12. The class I'm thinking of is French class. Thank God it's not mandatory. If it was, I'd be flipping shits. They teach us shit like all the verbs and how to conjugate them, and shit like passé compose and subjunctive ... Unfortunately, I'm one of the unlucky ones that was made to take it all of high school. But really, the only country that speaks French as their main language is France, and maybe some other, but I don't know, because I'm not that smart. A lot of people are like, hey, you need French in Canada. I say, why don't you smoke my pole? Because there are lots of very successful people that can't speak an ounce of French. Like holy doody, half the population of Montreal is anglophone. Yeah, it might be one of Canada's national languages, but English is one of the most spoken languages in the world. Anyways, that's all for now. Please feel free to comment on how I can make this shit better or to give me future rant topics. Thanks, Jordan out. Ruffalo.